Sherlock Gnomes, the unwanted sequel to Romeo and Juliet, recently blasted onto theater screens. So I thought, why not go see it? So I did that. Because I love to torture myself. And why does anybody deserve good movies? You know, the human race has doomed itself, really, so why should we deserve to watch good things? So this is my review of Sherlock Gnomes. Because I need content. And it's also become a bit of a trend that I review bad movies. So, or just corny movies, I don't know, suggest movies in the comments, I guess, and I might do more of these. So let's start off with the plot. The plot of Sherlock Gnomes is that London's garden gnomes are going missing. Because somebody hates the garden gnomes. Oh, I forgot. At the beginning, Moriarty died, and Moriarty's a pie mascot. So they did incorporate Moriarty, but he's a pie mascot. It's great. Such a quality movie. So yeah, Moriarty is dead. Sorry, spoilers. Whoopsies, I should have said spoilers at the beginning. So Moriarty is quote-unquote dead. I don't have to say quote-unquote if I use the finger quotes, but, you know, psh. So he's dead. And now Sherlock Gnomes, who is the sworn protector of London's garden gnomes, because apparently that you can be that? I don't know. I don't know if somebody told him that he was that, or if he was just like, you know what, I'll protect people. But gnomes, not people, it's gnomes. So many questions that this movie raises, and it answers none of them. So we just have to roll with it. Then he also has Watson with him. Watson doesn't have a fun gnome name, because, I don't know, apparently he's not good enough for one. So yeah, and then, yeah, stuff's going wrong. Apparently Romeo and Juliet moved into a new garden. I actually forget the first movie entirely. I know that they were, like, used to be warring, and, like, they used to didn't like each other, but now they like each other. Yeah, it was really complicated, and it's weird. It's just, you know, I really didn't want to go watch that movie again to, like, remember. I don't want to remember it. I really don't. So Romeo and Juliet are having a bit of an argument about how the new garden looks, and how Juliet's really uptight and wants the garden to look nice, and doesn't care about her relationship with Romeo, because Romeo is apparently just a jerk. Somehow, because all men are jerks. Because every woman is a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Remember that. Because this movie will shove it down your throat. Until the end. Because then you don't. But we're not there yet. So yeah. They have a bit of a fight. Romeo tries to steal a fancy flower from a flower shop for Juliet, but then he gets caught and Juliet has to rescue him, and Juliet's just like, me, why'd you do that? And then the little blue-hatted gnome guy is just like, Sherlock, help! Ah! And then, oh yeah, he has a crush on the frog lady. Yeah, I forgot about that. So now they're off. They're going back, but then they see two mysterious gnomes going towards their garden. And then when they both arrive, they're just like, "Who the heck are you?" But then all the gnomes are gone. Ah! Shocking surprise. The gnomes are gone. Ah! So then, I honestly don't remember what happens next. I saw it yesterday, so that's just how forgettable it is. So then, Sherlock and Watson and Gnomeo and Juliet introduced themselves to each other because they were out when all the gnomes got kidnapped, so they didn't get kidnapped. Excuse me. So then, what happens is they do a thing, and then they find a Moriarty clue. It has a big M on it. Boop. And yeah, Sherlock's also a big jerk. He's just real mean to everybody. He doesn't care about anybody. He just cares about solving the case. He's really just a jerk. I don't know why anybody, like, actually likes him or will stay with him, because he's a real jerk. And at the end, they make you think that he's redeemed himself, but he probably hasn't. He hasn't. Your tricks aren't working on me. No. So then they like follow the clues. Basically, each of the clues leads them to the next location where they find the next one. Then eventually, all the clues make a big thing. Goodness, they started. Okay, I think the first place they went to was the Chinatown shop. Yeah, and then they met this big cat that, like, was one of those, like, Chinese arm cats. Or Chinese. They were in Chinatown. I'm having a momentary lapse of judgment. Sorry. So then they, like, knock him over, and then they run, but then they find the clue, and then they leave, and then they're just like, hey, what if we go to an art museum or something, because I don't know. Why not? They could go to a modern art gallery, or they could go to, like, a fancy museum where they actually killed Moriarty. And Gnomeo is just like, you know what, this seems like a better place to go than this dumb modern art gallery. And Sherlock's just like, no, what are you talking about? Modern art galleries are great because I can look at them and I can look at the pictures and think. Because it's all about the thinking. It's not about where it might be. It's about figuring it out with what you have in your mind. Wow. So, unsurprisingly, Sherlock is a big dum-dum. Same with Juliet, and they're just like, we're going to that, like, thing where they get nothing accomplished. And then Gnomeo's just like, you guys are a bunch of frickety-frackin' idiots. He didn't say that because it's a G movie. He didn't say that. So then they go, and I don't know, Gnomeo, like, finds some gargoyles, and then he gets, like, kidnapped, but then Watson gets pushed off a roof, and we hear a shatter sound. But it's really obvious that Watson didn't die. Like, this movie tries to pretend like it was clever, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. I'm just gonna skip the rest of this. There was this dumb thing with Sherlock's ex-fiancé, where she had this whole musical number about how she's over him. Because that's... If you want to show somebody that you don't care about them, you write a song about them. See, that's really using your brain, isn't it? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, this is just driving me to insanity. Okay, so then they do a bunch of things, and then all the clues eventually lead them to this, like, place that's under a bridge, or... No, that they don't get to the bridge yet. This, like, under this crossing of some sort. I don't know. And then they're supposed to find Moriarty, but it's Watson! Ah, shocker! But Sherlock's been mean to Watson through the entire movie. So Watson was like, I need to make you know that I care, or that I want to know that you care about me. Because the clever thing was, it wasn't actually the Moriarty card. If you flip it around, it's a W. So then he's just like, oh yeah, the gnomes are just in this room over here. They were in no danger. But then he opens the door and they're not there. And then the gargoyles are such cheeky little boys. They're just like, haha, we're not working for you. We're working for Moriarty. And it's just like, whoa. Wow. And apparently Moriarty has all the garden gnomes. He's gonna smash them, but he's gonna do it under a bridge. When the bridge goes, then they're in this little space, so that, like, they're safe, but then they're not. it makes so much sense. So much sense, doesn't it? And then, I don't know, they stop the people, Romeo and Juliet and Sherlock and all them reunite. They stop the things, they save all of them. Watson's like, I've made a terrible mistake. I'm sorry, Sherlock. Then Sherlock's like, no, I'm sorry. And then they have this cute little moment and they just hug it out. That's the true meaning of friendship. Putting thousands of lives in danger just to show somebody that you care. Isn't that how life works? Isn't it? And then they save the day and whatever. It's just terrible. It's garbage. It's garbage. At least it's, like, not advertising to you every second, but it is trying to push its social justice warrior agenda a little bit too hard. Because they're just like, nah, you can be a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, but a man can make you stronger. And I'm just like, just stop. And then they're just like, oh yeah, friendship's cool too. They tried to shove so many morals down your throat. It's just like, they just forced their way down. But they also just kind of regurgitated themselves back up because you tried to have, like, they tried to shove two things down your throat at the same time. It didn't really work because they were just like, oh, you can be strong and independent by yourself because you don't need a man to make you feel happy. But then they're also like, a man can make you happy, though. I don't know, the message wasn't, like, awful, but, like, they really did it terribly. The only enjoyable moments were probably, like, the Chinatown shop with all the little cool guys. The subplot with the blue gnome and the frog liking each other, that was completely unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. And then, also all the stuff with Irene. I'm really sad that I remember her name, and just their names in general. It was really, really not needed. Just really not needed. You could have just had them go to another place and visit some other things. So, if you want my synopsis here's just like a quick synopsis of what the movie was. It's Toy Story, but worse, but the rules they put out they actually don't care about. Except everything's alive as well. It's not just toys, okay? So all inanimate objects are alive. And the rules they put in place for the universe they don't care about. And also, humans are really oblivious, and they're just like, oh, the gnomes are gone. Oh, there's some gnomes here. Nobody's gonna care. And then also, just social, it's basically Toy Story, but worse. And then it tries to be clever with like, oh, Watson double-crossed Sherlock. Oh, Moriarty double-crossed Watson, who double-crossed Sherlock. Even though it's really obvious that that Watson double-crossed Sherlock. And it was, I guess, less obvious that Moriarty did that, but like, goodness, like, you're trying to be clever, but you're really not. You're really not. I can't talk about this movie anymore. Don't go see it. Don't support this garbage. We don't want there to be more of these, so just don't go watch it. If you don't go watch it, it won't make that much money, so that way, then they won't make more of them. That's the logic. Yeah, I might, like, list a bunch of movies up in the is this iCard? I think is this way for you guys. No, it's this way. I think. I don't know. It's gonna be one in the top corners, and I might, like, put a bunch of movies down there if you want me to review them. I'll make sure that I've seen them recently, or I'll rewatch them recently. Maybe I'll even have a friend with me, because this is too much to do by myself. But yeah, that's Sherlock Gnomes. Don't go in theaters now. Please don't see it. Just please don't. And then it's not as bad as the Emoji Movie, just because it's not, like, an hour and a half of advertisements, but it's still pretty bad. So yeah, I think those are the only 2 movies I reviewed. So I'll have an ongoing like thing of like you can see which ones are where on a list. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. This is too much for me.